Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with Freddy Red Door Winner here, and today we are doing something. Well, we're starting a new series. This is the first of what I hope to be many gameplay reviews. So, pretty much what that means is that instead of the regular tank review that a lot of YouTubers do, where they go over the statistics of the vehicle and everything like that, I'm just going to be showing different segments of gameplay of each tank. So, you guys can get a better idea of how to play it on each different map. So today we are reviewing the VK101P, and this is, but it's more commonly referred to as the Minnie Mouse. So the Minnie Mouse, well, what makes it the Minnie Mouse? Well, obviously you could probably recognize the whole shape. It looks a lot like the mouse, except for this really annoying cupola on the top. And that is actually one of the weak points. It has the same weak points. Has the lower plate here. This is a bonus weak point, unfortunately. The cheeks of this tank are quite weak, similar to the mouse, when it's not angling its turret. And you'll see me do that a lot during this game. I will angle the turret with the hull, because this hull and the turret are extremely box-shaped, which means you have to angle them for maximum armor effectiveness, otherwise the enemy is going to penetrate you quite easily. Now I put a quick shot into the T-29 there, and I'm unafraid of being able to push forwards like this, as I trust the armor quite well. So, to start this game off, it's a top tier game, tier 8 and tier 7 vehicles only. Put one shot straight through the bottom of the Oni, and as you can tell there, the penetration on this tank is quite good. This tank pretty much has the gun of the T-10, a tier 9 Russian heavy tank. It does 440 damage, the same alpha of the Russian. It has 220 millimeters of penetration, which is more than enough to go through any tier 8 and a lot of tier 9 and 10 vehicles. Now I go forwards to look for a shot on this Black Prince, but I can't find one. So I decide to go for a shot on the SDA-1. I have no idea where that shot goes. And now I decide that I move up to the next pillar, and I use this to side scrape. I take another bounce from the SDA-1. We're up to 560 damage blocked, and I know I can penetrate him very, very easily. So I put a shot straight through the upper plate. Even at that high angle, I can easily go through it. I'm up to 1600 damage blocked. I'm afraid of the Scorpion, though. You see, I take a shot, and then I instantly aim back to the side so that my turret's facing an opposite way of them, so that it's a very steep angle so that they can't penetrate it. And I keep moving back and forth because they're trying to snipe my cupola, and I don't want them to be able to get a free shot at it. So, now I'm waiting for them to come around the corner. I see a shot at the VK, I take it, and then I instantly angle my turret back, and now I'm angled from both sides. I have the VK angled perfectly, I have the heavy tanks in front of me angled perfectly. Now they're resorting to high explosive. There are 5 different tanks shooting at me at the same time. There's a Black Prince on my side, but I'm not afraid of him because I know he can't penetrate me even from the side. This tank is an absolute beast at these kinds of situations. I'm just able to park on the bridge, and I'm barely taking any damage at all, except for one penetrating shot from a T-29 and some high explosive hits. Now I'm up to almost 3,000 damage blocked. Now I am up to pretty much 3,000 damage blocked. I don't know why that didn't count. I've up to 2,341 damage, and I've gotten 826 tracking damage, I believe, unless for some reason I got spotting damage there. I'm looking for a shot on the T-29, but as soon as I have... Oh! Blind kill? And blind kill. Take the crazy shot, but he happened to still be there, so I got the kill. That's 2,341 damage. I look for another shot on this T-29, trying to angle for the Scorpion. Scorpion pulls back. Unfortunately, that shot doesn't hit. I turn my turret back, ready to take hits from either direction. Now I see that the Scorpion is getting outflanked, so I know I can take a hit from him, so I go forwards. He misses. I don't miss, unfortunately. I leave him on 11 health. That's unfortunate. I low rolled. Now I go for the T-34, who's one of the last tanks on this side of the map, except for the tanks behind us, but I know that my team can deal with them. There's more damage blocked. I'm right in the open here. My lower plate is exposed, but because I'm angled so well, it's even difficult for such a high penetrating tank like the T-34 to go through one of my weak points. Now I keep wiggling, and I take another bounce. Now I do another thing that this tank is quite good at. I try to well, I don't try to face hug him. I don't know what I'm doing. I got a little excited that I completed my mission, which is to block at least twice the amount of hit points of your vehicle. And since this vehicle is 1700, I got to 3400 or 3700 now, which is over. And I had to do 1000 damage, which I blew out of the park. I got 3153 damage, and the reason I was pretty excited is I had been trying to complete this mission for a long time. Now, it's pretty much an operation of cleanup. I drive here. I didn't fully aim that shot. I was afraid that somebody else was going to take it. As you can see, the DPM on this tank is not bad at all. The reload is quite good. Actually, this tank is so good in these kinds of matchups, I'm really afraid that they're going to nerf it soon. Well, enough about that game. Let's go on to the next one. Alright guys, we're in our second battle now. And as you can see, we are on Highway, which is actually one of my favorite maps for this tank. Every time I play this tank on this map, I have a very good game indeed. And also, this, I forgot to mention this last game, this is probably my favorite heavy tank ever now. I'm a heavy tank and medium tank player, so me saying that this is my favorite heavy tank is quite a big deal. It's just because of how easy it is to hold a corner, even if you're alone. As you saw last game, I was against several tanks with just my lonesome, holding all of them off while the rest of the team flanked around, and I was able to hold off about 5 tanks shooting at me at the same time, taking minimal damage from them. And another point, I'm just going to go over how exactly you want to play this tank. As you could see, this entire tank is very boxy, which means you have to angle your turret with the hull, as I mentioned before. However, another big point is you have to be able to hide your lower plate, this whenever you can, and, as I said before, hide the cheeks by angling the turret. However, no matter how much angling you do, this is very easily penetrated anyway. By the way, there's a 1390 heading into our base that no one's able to hit. That's one of their tier 9 light tanks, suiciding for our artillery. But he manages to take out one. I look for a shot. He manages to take out both. I put in a shot, and somebody else finishes them off. So now, how are you able to hide your lower plate? Well, I will show you. And it's always best to side scrape around the right side of a building, so you're able to hide as much of your cupola as you possibly can. Now, as you can see, I push up into the town. I'm quite confident with my armor. I look for a shot on the Tiger II, miss. I look for another shot, put it into him. He bounces off of me. He bounces right off the side. You're able to angle at a 45-degree angle, so you want to angle exactly like this, and then they're going to find it very difficult to penetrate you, even if you're out in the middle of the open. As that Tiger II just did. Now, what I decide to do is I push up, and I decide to side scrape around this building, and now you'll see how I hide the lower plate. You can hug right up to the building. The lower plate is completely concealed. On the left side, because I'm side scraping around the right, you won't be able to see the cupola of the tank, and they're just going to continue bouncing off of my vehicle. No matter what they do, they're not going to be able to get a shot into one of my weak points, except for my cheeks. However, these low penetration guns probably can't get through the 200 millimeters of armor. However, who can get through is the T-29 in the back of my tank. And actually, you happen to bounce quite a few shells in the back of the tank when you're playing this tank, as your tank is so boxy on all angles and it's thick everywhere. If you're able to angle at, again, the 45 degrees from the back as well, then you can take quite a few bounces, even if your opponent manages to sneak up on you. I put another shot into the Rheinmetall, and then I go back to my position. And the Rheinmetall is a very dangerous tank destroyer. I do not want to have to deal with getting hit by him, especially if he's using that big alpha gun with the 750 damage. I think I can put a shot into the Black Prince here. Unfortunately, it bounces. I thought I could overmatch him. Now I angle my turret and my hull, and I continue wiggling, and that allows him to put a shot straight into, well, I don't know where he hits there. Probably he might have hit my lower plate, but his gun was not high penetration enough to go through. I put another shot into the Tiger. That's 383 damage into him, and that's a low roll. Now you can see, as I'm tracked out in the open, even at this steep angle, he's able to put a shot through my lower plate. And that's the huge weak point of this tank, but as soon as I start moving again, he finds it difficult, and he can't kill me. Now I look for a shot on the Rheinmetall. Unfortunately, I don't have one. And now I'm worried about the Panther 2, so I focus on him. Unfortunately, I don't notice the T-25-2 until now, who fails to put a shot into the side of me. So now I back up, and you can see this tank is almost as fast backwards as it is forwards. It's going 15 kilometers backwards, while it usually goes around 20 kilometers forwards. Unfortunately, I missed my shot on the T-25-2, but he does not have too much penetration, so I'm not too afraid. And one of my loaders is taken out, so I have a very long reload now. Usually my reload is down to 12 seconds, as I have a full crew. And as you can see there, I bounced a shot from the rear. He hits right into the side there, and at the steep angle, it doesn't go through. I don't know what I was thinking I could do here. I can't go through. I can't go over that. However, the pure alpha damage and penetration of this gun really is what gives it its huge punch, because when you're not angling, you're exposed. So if you're using the stock gun, which many people opt for on this tank, it has a faster reload. Oh, lucky he didn't kill me there. I'm a one-shot for him. Let's go back. I accidentally skipped some stuff. I'm a one-shot for him. Luckily, he does not go through my entire tank. My tracks eat the shot. Now I look for a shot on the T-25-2. Jeez, let me commentate on the statistics. Okay, so when you're not angling the turret of this tank, the cheeks are exposed. So when the cheeks are flat, it's easily penetrated. Now the Rheinmetall's coming after me. I try to angle. He bounces. 750 damage would have killed me, and I'm able to finish him off. And the rest of this game is just cleanup. However, as you can see, when you're not angling the cheeks, the tank is exposed. And when you're using the stock gun, it has a faster rate of fire, but it has less alpha, and it has more accuracy and a faster aiming time. So you could either opt for that or this gun with its high alpha and high penetration, but you sacrifice the accuracy and the rate of fire. The thing is that even with the rate of fire buff, then you're going to have to be looking at your opponent a lot more often, which means you're not going to be angling your turret as much. So I try to opt for this gun, especially because when you're reloading, you're able to angle your armor effectively, and they're not going to get shots into you. While when you want to put that shot in, you're able to do 440 alpha damage to them, which is huge. That's a lot higher than a lot of tier 10 guns. So you're able to absolutely punish them for every shot they try to put into you. And I look for a shot on the artillery. Unfortunately, he's outside of my render range, and I can't get the shot. And that's game over. Alright guys, for our next game, we are on Lakeville. And again, we are in very good matchmaking, as that's usually the best games that I will have. And so we decide to go in the city, as you usually would in this kind of tank. But then I noticed that there are very, very few tanks going to the Valley of Death. So I take one for the team, and I turn myself all the way around and drive back to where the Tiger is. And now, as the Tiger's in a position where he's going to get shot at repeatedly, and he does not have the armor to deal with it, I ask for him to politely move out of the way. And I go straight past him, and I start my side scraping. The only thing I'm worried about right now is their artillery. However, throughout this game, I don't know why, but their artillery did not seem to be aiming at me. I get a lucky shot into the top of the Carnarvon's turret there. Able to put a shot into him. I look for a side shot. I look for a shot on the cheeks of the Panther. Unfortunately, I can't get one. That shot I was not as lucky, and I do not penetrate the Carnarvon. He doesn't decide to poke, however, so I'm able to reload. And I'm holding my right mouse button here so I can continue aiming forwards. And as you can see, he waited until I turned my turret towards him to put a shot to see if he can go through my cheeks. However, he missed the cheeks slightly, and it went right on the side here, and he bounced. And as you can probably tell, when you're facing a smart player, they're always going to go for your weak points. That's why it's extremely important to try to angle as well as you can at all times when you're not firing the gun. So now I go back to my angling and going back and forth. He tries to get a shot. I think that was a high explosive shell that bounced. You're able to bounce several high explosive shells in this tank as well, especially from low caliber guns like that Carnarvon's using. So he's just feeding me damage blocked now. I'm up to 900 damage blocked, 470 damage done. I put a shot into the VK. As you can see, this Tiger 1 is cowering behind me, and they're trying to put shots into him because he's the only one that they can penetrate. Now I continue moving back and forth, trying to stop them from getting shots into my cupola. And, well, to a lesser extent, trying to dodge artillery shells. Now I decide, because they've pulled back and they've decided that they cannot penetrate me, I've decided to pull forwards while they're scared. My team is winning the fight in the town, as they should, because all of our team went that side. I push forwards into the ridge here, and you can see my slow struggle to go over this swampy terrain. I'm only going 10 kilometers per hour over this. And again, there's the major weak point, and if a light tank is able to get to your sides, then they're able to absolutely demolish you. Because you're not able to... There you go, another bounce from an Oni. Because they're not able to... because you're not able to turn your tank around fast enough to be able to angle or anything like that. That's where reverse angling or side angling is strong. Unfortunately, your turret traverse is not very good either, which means that if a light tank or a medium tank gets your side, you're likely in a lot of trouble. And you're going to need some backup in this tank if you want to be able to counter that. Now I lag a bit there, so I continue driving forwards when I don't want to. The Oni bounces another shot. I don't have time to reload, so I decide... Another major weak point of this tank. I can't believe I forgot about this, and it's about to be highlighted right here. This lower plate here, which is the major big box weak point of this tank, if they have a free shot into this lower plate, believe me, they will take it. Even if they're novice players, they will see, they will recognize the big, flat, open area. However, when coming over a hill just like this, now you can see I angled just my turrets to see if, because that's all I can see. I look for another shot on the VK, but I'm still reloading. And now, when I'm coming over this hill here, you can see my lower plate becomes even flatter and more exposed, which means they can get easy shots on it. Unfortunately for them, they're not aiming for it. Now, as you can see, I'm angling so that I can effectively counter both of them, but I see that the Oni is pushing forward, so I try to finish him off first. Now that he's on low health, I take full confidence that my Tiger can finish him off, and I decide to push forwards. And, well, the IKV, actually, from sniping from the back, manages to take him out. I put another shot into the VK, who looks exactly like a Panther, and continue moving forwards. I don't have any kills so far, but I'm up to 2,618 damage, 2,760 blocked, and 140 spotting damage. I continue pushing forwards. I wish I could get shots on that Ferdinand, and at this point, I was trying to complete a heavy tank mission where I had to get double the hit points blocked of my vehicle, and you saw me complete that in a game before. But at this point, I hadn't completed it yet, so I was trying to farm damage on this VK, and I was trying to get him to shoot my side, hoping that he would just give me damage blocked. Unfortunately, he doesn't, so I decide to punish him for his lack of understanding. And I derp him right in the side. And there you go, that's another win in the VK. And that's probably going to be it for this game, for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and comment down below any tank that you would like me to review. For as you guys can see, I have a lot of tanks that we will be able to review, and even more that I haven't purchased yet that I can. As you can see in the tech tree, I have a lot of tanks unlocked. Well, after this, I think I'm going to upload this right away. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, make sure to leave a like, comment down below any of these tanks that you would like to see me review, as I am always looking for new suggestions and stuff like that. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you can see more videos just like this one. And thank you guys so much. See you another time. And that's about it.